Can you explain yourself now and how you've totally switched sides here to where you not even, it's gonna be one-sided in Busta's favor? Like M has no shot?
I didn't say it was gonna be one-sided. I never said that. I said where it would kind of distinguish itself. Where it would get distinguished. And I said, it's like you have to check those party records. Those party records, I think one person lives in that zone a little bit more, or has hits in that zone a little bit more than the other one. From my, like, going back, checking everything, I would say just those party cuts. Those party cuts is kind of going to be like where it kind of separates a little bit. But how do I know how that's going to come out on the grand stage? So that would be, I mean, because it should, like you said, with the Dipset, some of this stuff should have worked. We talked about Nelly. Nelly had some of those hits that just didn't go over well and things like when it was actually presented. So
you know how it is with M. We don't, as a culture, we don't give it up to M as much as we probably should. You know what I mean? But with that said, man, I would like to see it. I mean, I'm not asking for it, but I would like to see it if it comes to fruition, and I wouldn't mind watching it. You know, I'd have. Let's get it, man. I'm ready.
All right. Where do you want to start?
Let's get right to it, man. It's been up and down my damn timeline on whatever social media platform. It even made its way to old ass Facebook. You know what I mean? As far as this Eminem, Dr. Dre putting it out there, as far as Eminem possibly doing the Verzuz, Eminem Verzuz, had some question marks after it, and then the floodgates open, Prez. The floodgates open. So I'm sure you heard of it. So I'll let you take it away on your thoughts on this possible massacre, if it is to even happen.
All right, Cash. Look at me. Now, I wasn't going to touch this. Look at me. Now, I wasn't going to touch it.
I'm watching. I don't know what's going to come out your mouth. But I'm watching.
A lot of these stands are, too caught up in their own little biases. They really need to understand what it is. They need to go back, do their research, find out the genesis of this break your neck style flow, and listen at the catalogs. I don't think it'll be as one-sided as you think. If you haven't did that research, I ain't even much debating with you. I'm not even going to understand your comments. If you're just saying like this would just be so one-sided, you obviously haven't listened at both these catalogs.
And one-sided as far as what side you leaning on? Where is it one-sided towards?
So a lot of them got a bunch of records out there, but I think one way that one person would kind of come over is what we're leaving out. They can both go bar for bar. They're both lyricists. They both got all these songs. They got features that's going to be highly touted. But who has party music? And if you're going to be on the stage, it's a reason the line was dropped in one of the greatest rappers out there, ain't animated like, say, a Busta Rhymes. So I think when you come on that stage, Eminem did this thing plenty of times, but when you next to Busta on that, like, no, he's older. I know we kind of got downplayed a little bit. That's be not the only way I think it do. But like the energy that I talk about that's in the music sometimes, man, that kind of grabs you a lot. And I just think on that stage, that's what's going to get it. Those party records, club records, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Interesting. So there was an album that came out in 2020 called Extinction Level Event Part 2.
Yeah.
And people, I'm for the video watchers out here, I had to keep this in the tuck. Had to keep this take in the tuck, boy. So this album came out, we reviewed it in 2020. I was thinking Busta Rhymes was back doing this thing better than ever, had some Q-Tip production, had some really good songs on here. And if you guys check out that past podcast, just search in our podography, just looking at on YouTube, it's there, it's on record. Prez ain't have a lot of nice things to say about the God. Can you explain yourself now and how you've totally switched sides here to where you not even, it's gonna be one sided in Busta's favor? Like M has no shot?
I didn't say it was gonna be one sided. I never said that. I said where it would kind of distinguish itself. Where it would get distinguished. And I said it's like you have to check those party records. Those party records, I think one person lives in that zone a little bit more or has hits in that zone a little bit more than the other one. And I said, now, if you're coming up to a performance, they on the stage and everything, when he go into that direction, what do you have to come back at him? And I still stand on my Extinction Level 2 when we was talking about that album, because we was talking about that album. Now, when you're talking about the person, the whole catalog, what it would be on this Verzuz stage, yes, my stance is totally different. We've been jamming to this guy for, what, I remember as early as like 90, 91, 92, like me really like hearing them, understanding them on like the Tribe Called Quest and all this stuff. So yeah, people older than me gonna understand a little bit more, leaders of the new school, all this stuff. So yeah.
What's the scenario? But it's no different than what he was doing, on Extinction Level Event 2. He was capturing some of that nostalgia, but that's neither here nor there. We'll allow Prez to do his best Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak rendition and skate all around the subject here. But I wanted to speak to just like the reality of it all. Like this would be not a landslide, that I think, because what people are not taking into account, and again, I know Eminem has his stance, and I think he would ultimately lose this in favor of what I like. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say this. M comes from a battle background, right? The same way we talk about how Busta is this incredible performer. It's hard to come behind him. M has also been on world stages. M has also done it in many different venues. And a lot of these bars that he has on some of these earlier albums and just freestyles out there. Like, I mean, I could think of Eminem and Big Cap. Think of Eminem's just early rise. Eminem got joints. I mean, Big had passed away, on Dead Wrong. So let's pump our brakes in terms of just like, let's look into the deep catalogs in terms of songs that would go over well in the verses and how he could switch the beats up and just things that Jadakiss did. Again, Dipset had the advantage in just the songs, right? In terms of, we just thought it wasn't going to be what it was in that verses. But I'll say that I just wanted to give that caveat to it, or that other side of the coin, as far as like, like Marlo said, was it Marlo where he said you want it to be one way? You know what I mean? But
no.
Anyway, it's a Wire reference. Y'all get it. So
Yeah,
that's
Marlo.
my thing. Like it may not go necessarily go the way we all think it would go if this was to even happen, because both of their pens are dope, and I think that's what's being neglected in a lot of these conversations. Like they just tossing Eminem aside as if he's not one of the top 10, 20 dudes to do it. You know what I mean? Like he made the body of work and the catalog on the back half of his career that's well documented as being up and down. But bro, you can't tell me he don't have about 3 or 4 of them things out there that out of all the albums he dropped that are very, very strong and can stand the test of time as far as getting in there with a Busta. I don't see it being a landslide. I would have Busta in it, but it wouldn't be a walk in the park like everybody's making it out to be.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think it'd be a throwdown fight. People just saying like, oh, this wouldn't work. Like, no, y'all kind of too jaded. And just on that stage and the songs that's out there, like I think it would be a battle. And I said, for my like going back, checking everything, I would say just those party cuts. Those party cuts is kind of going to be like where it kind of separates a little bit. But how do I know how that's going to come out on the grand stage? So that would be, I mean, because it should, like you said, with the Dipset, some of this stuff should have worked. We talked about Nelly. Nelly had some of those hits that just didn't go over well and things like when it was actually presented. So I like it. It's as much as people talking about it, and I say I don't want to see it. If it comes out, I'm there to watch. I'm pretty sure you'll be the same way. You're gonna still watch it. I think you had said something about like, well, people love a train wreck, so
yeah. So they're gonna watch it.
If it's gonna be messed up, yeah.
This isn't one I would pick either. But I'd be damned this to say that if Eminem and Busta is on a Verzuz stage, I ain't gonna wait. I mean, I'm in Germany. I'm gonna wake my black ass up and I'm gonna be glued to the TV just to see these guys do their thing. They both legends. You know what I'm saying? You can't snooze on either one of them in terms of performances. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Busta has the great performances, but M can perform his ass off too. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna be heavily lauded in terms of, you know how it is with M. We don't, as a culture, we don't give it up to M as much as we probably should. You know what I mean? But with that said, man, I would like to see it. I mean, I'm not asking for it, but I would like to see it if it comes to fruition, and I wouldn't mind watching it. You know, I'd have, like I said, Busta. I mean, just look at some of these features, man. You got Scenario with Tribe, Annie Up, Flavor in Your Ear, All I Do Is Win, The Goodness with Redman. Remember that? Press the steel, jump out just to kill, spark the air. What up? Yeah, I'm probably butchering the song. But yeah, man, Simon Says with Pharoah Monch.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. These are just joints that I had pulled. Shout out to he's not the homie, but cat I follow on Twitter, Tony the Dome, man. He took the time to break this down. So this ain't all me. So, but sometimes I like to credit the people that do this on Twitter and that I don't follow. So follow at Into the Dome. He has some dope content on there. But yeah, man. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. If this is one to happen, I'm here for it. Wouldn't have picked it, but I'm here for it.